Have you ever wondered how air travel security became so stringent? Let's take a journey back to the early 1970s.
They even led the passengers in singing Israeli songs after the hijackers had been subdued. Only those in the forward section saw the entire hijack attempt.
A time where the political climate in the Middle East was reaching a boiling point. Among the turmoil, the Palestinian people found themselves marginalized and displaced, their desperate pleas for recognition and restoration of their homeland largely ignored. Out of this desperation, a radical faction took shape, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, or PFLP. Fueled by frustration and a burning desire for international attention, the PFLP conceived a daring plan that would forever change the landscape of aviation. They saw the hijacking of commercial airlines as an audacious but necessary means to an end, a way to force the world to sit up and take notice of their struggle. Thus, on a seemingly ordinary day, September 6, 1970, the world was shocked by the news of the first hijacking. The era of aviation innocence was over, and a tumultuous period had begun.
It became known as Black September. The month of the lives of hundreds of aeroplane passengers lay in the balance. More than 300 people were taken hostage when Palestinian extremists hijacked 4 airliners between September the 6th and September the 9th, 1970.
Just before we proceed, 99.3% of our dear viewers are yet to subscribe to our channel. Your subscription will go a long way to support our channel and the content we provide. Please click the subscribe button to join our community of aviation enthusiasts. Also, click the notification bell to stay connected with our contents. A thumbs up will be very much appreciated. Thank you. Just days after the first hijacking, another plane was seized. The news rippled across the globe, casting a long shadow of dread and disbelief. This was not an isolated incident. It was a calculated act of defiance by the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, a radical group determined to command the world's attention. The first domino to fall was a Swiss Air flight. It was a routine journey from Zurich to Tel Aviv until it wasn't. The hijackers stormed the cockpit, their demands echoing through the cabin. They wanted their comrades, Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails, to be released. The lives of innocent passengers and crew hung precariously in the balance, their fate intertwined with a geopolitical struggle that was larger than any of them. The world barely had time to catch its breath when another plane was seized. This time it was a TWA flight, journeying from Frankfurt to New York. The hijackers were relentless in their pursuit of attention, and their message was painfully clear. They would stop at nothing to make their voices heard. The final act of this tragic drama occurred on September 9, 1970. A BOAC flight bound for London was seized by the same group of militants. This was their third strike, a chilling testament to their audacity and their desperation. News of the hijacking spread like wildfire, consuming headlines and searing images into the collective memory of a world that watched, horrified. Families huddled around television sets, hanging on to every update, every word, praying for the safe return of the hostages. The world held its breath as negotiations dragged on, each passing minute a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the lengths some were willing to go to make a stand. The world watched in horror as the drama unfolded, unsure of what the outcome would be. This series of unfortunate events served as a grim wake-up call, forever changing the way we view air travel and the lengths some will go to in pursuit of their cause. The hijackings of 1970 marked a turning point in the history of air travel. This audacious act of defiance by the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine sent shockwaves through the global community, compelling an urgent reevaluation of aviation security. Suddenly, the world was grappling with a new reality. The skies were no longer safe. Airports, once bustling hubs of excitement and anticipation, were now potential launch pads for political statements. As fear and uncertainty gripped the world, governments and airlines were forced to act. In the aftermath of the hijackings, the International Civil Aviation Organization, or the ICAO, was established. This global body was tasked with the formidable challenge of developing and implementing standards and regulations to prevent future hijackings. The ICAO's mission was clear: to make air travel safe again. The ICAO's efforts led to the introduction of stricter security measures. Metal detectors became a common sight, as did security personnel. Baggage checks became more thorough, and passenger profiling was introduced. Despite the inconvenience, these measures were welcomed by most. After all, they were a small price to pay for safety. But the legacy of the 1970 hijackings extends beyond security protocols. They served as a stark reminder of the lengths people are willing to go to be heard. They underscored the importance of addressing political grievances before they escalate into violence, and they highlighted the resilience of the human spirit as the world came together to overcome a common threat. The events that unfolded in 1970 serve as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and preparedness in air travel. We must never forget the lives that were lost and the lessons we learned from those hijackings. Today, as we pass through airport security checkpoints, we remember those who were held hostage, those who lost their lives, and those who worked tirelessly to make air travel safer. Their sacrifices continue to shape the world of aviation, ensuring that the lessons of 1970 are never forgotten.